Hi, this is Gary Goodwin, founder of The Armchair Dreamer, and welcome. We continue to step 2 of Visualize 101. We are just too externally focused. Our thoughts, our feelings, our senses are focused outside of ourselves, and until we start to capture some of that energy and bring it back, too much of ourselves will be externally focused that we won't be able to bring our attention to the internal movement and the internal imagery that will come up for us and that we're creating in visualization. So in step 1 of this whole process, you remember, we learned how to slow down. We used a couple body methods to bring our attention to here and now and more inward focused. Being external means that our attention is focused on the sounds and other sensations outside of ourselves. Not only are our senses focused on what's happening around us, but so are our thoughts and our feelings. The mind is aimed outward. We're thinking about what's going on or what's happened previously or what's about to come up, and we're feeling about all of that. We have lots of energy focused on the external world. We're throwing ourselves into the past and into the future. We need to do that to plan and to live an effective life, but when it comes to visualization and imagination, we have to change that process. The first step in changing the process, which is not a hard break from our typical concerns, but a momentary one, is allowing ourselves to take a break from being so externally focused. We will become better visualizers and better with imagery if we develop a trust that everything's going to be okay, that it's okay for us to take a break from our concerns about the external world for the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. And it is a process. You think that sounds very simple, but it's not. Once we can trust that everything's going to be okay, that we can focus more fully inward, the more the visualization and the imagery is going to come alive within, the more energy we have for that work. So I've talked about what is external, but what's inward. As we bring the energy within, we start more closely tracking what's happening. That can be sensations in the body, it can be a few emotional responses, or it can be the movement, the imagery that's in our mind's eye. And as we're drawn inward and as we bring our energy inward, it's easier and easier to let go of that external world for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes because it's becoming less interesting. The sounds that we hear outside the door, the things that are coming in, the potential distractions are no longer distractions because our interior world is becoming much more interesting than what's happening around us. So turning inward is really digging in, bringing our energy within, but it's also bringing energy to our internal senses, our inner senses of what's happening in the body, what's happening in the mind, but almost to the point where we are starting to respond in our imagery and our visualization as though we are in the external world, that we react, we find ourselves hearing something or moving in such a way that's exactly the same or very similar to how we would move and act and sense in the external world. This is going to sound general, but it really is where we get a lot of the pull to turn inward. That is to pay attention to our physical sensations as we start to slow down. Because we use body methods there, they're very persuasive, they really draw our attention. If we learn and practice those, the slowing down body methods, and feel the nuances and feel the shifts in our mind state, then we're really learning about a different landscape, because those methods of slowing down will naturally pull us inward and make us much more attentive to the here and now. So it's taking time with that first step of Visualize 101, getting to know it well, paying close attention to it, knowing that landscape, and also letting yourself flow into the landscape, allowing yourself to slow down. Following the details of slowing down will take you far inward. Another method to add on top of that is something you're going to learn about in detail in about 2 steps from now, which is called picking a target image. A target image is something simple, it's something familiar to you, but it's a starting place that you can always turn to when you begin your sessions, and it's something you can dig into the details because it is a simple object. You can really learn those details and really work at bringing them up in your mind's eye. And with every detail that we go in pursuit of, it pulls us in deeper and deeper. Speaking of details, I always invite people that once they get in beyond the slowing down process, the initial turning inward, to be on the lookout of some sort of detail that may pop up, that may surprise them. Something that really attracts their eye. I say follow it, see what it is, and go with it, because obviously it's calling you, and it's calling you inward. So go with that invitation and follow the invitation to go ever deeper. Following those methods, using those methods, you'll reach a special point that things will shift, and be on the lookout for that shift. So a quick summary: slow down, and in slowing down, follow the changes in your mind and body. Later on, pick a target object, target image, work with the details and follow the details. And finally, if something catches your eye, and it will, if you're deep enough in, follow it and let it pull you inward. Keep learning. There's more videos and there's more information ahead with Visualize 101. And there's a lot more information at armchaildreamer.com, which is my blog, and it's the central place to find downloads, to find suggestions, to find tips, to find things that are in the news at armchaildreamer.com.